Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about setting up and using a Google Home. I personally have a Google Home Mini and the older generation Google Home speaker. They do look a little bit different now. They look like this now. This is what the newer Google Home speakers look like, and it's also important to note that they are going by Google Nest now instead of Google Home. So you will have a Nest Audio or a Nest Mini. If you do have the older versions, they still work really well, they just look different. I also want to show you how to use a Google Home because it's great to know how to set it up, but you also want to know how to be able to utilize all of the features it has. So that's what's on the agenda for today. I'll have topics and timestamps in the description box if you want to skip around to anything or if you're looking for something specific. So let's get started. To set up a new Google Home device, you'll go to your Google Home app and click on the plus sign in the upper left-hand corner. You'll then click Setup Device, New Devices, and choose a home or create a new one depending if you've already created a home within your Google app or not. And then it's going to start looking for devices. Once it finds a Google Home, you'll click Next and it will start connecting. And this will take a little bit of time, but once it's connected, it's going to ask if you hear a sound. If you do hear the sound, hit yes. And if you don't, I do have a little bit of troubleshooting tips further on in the video. Then you'll just continue to go through the prompts that Google gives you. And once you get to the point where it's asking where the device is, you can choose what location in your home it is in, and you can always change this later. You're going to create a name for your speaker, and this is what you will refer to your speaker as when you talk to Google. You'll then connect it to your home Wi-Fi network. This again will take a little bit of time, but once it's connected, you'll be able to set up your Google Assistant.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. I'm here to help. To learn a few things you can do, continue in the Google Home app.
This is the point in the process where you will be able to set up your voice commands with Google. Okay, Google, what's the weather tomorrow? Okay, Google, remind me to water my plants every Monday. Hey, Google, make a call. Hey, Google, set a timer for 5 minutes. At this point, once your voice commands are set up, you'll just keep going through the prompts that Google gives you until you reach the end of the setup process. And you know that you've reached the end of the setup process when you reach a page that says Finish Setup. And once you click Finish Setup, you'll be taken to your Google Home page. If something like this happens where it says connection failed, it could be because your Google Home was connected to another network previously, which happened to me when I moved to a new apartment. So what you might have to do is factory reset your device, and I will show you how to do that on the Mini and the Google Home. So on the Mini, you're just gonna press and hold this really small button on the bottom.
You're about to completely reset Google Home.
And on the Google Home, you press and hold the microphone button.
You're about to completely reset Google Home.
So once it's reset, you should be able to proceed with setting everything up and just following the prompts as you normally would. So once you're all set up, you'll see your devices on a home screen like this one where you can manage and add or remove devices. If you do need to move a device or you want to rename it, just click on the device that you want to change. Click the gear in the top right, device information, device name, change the name to whatever you want it to be, and then click done and save. And then that way when you're talking to Google moving forward, you can know which speaker you or Google are referring to. So now that your home is all set up and you have your devices where you want them, let's talk about how to set up your music. So once you're in your Google Home app, you'll click Settings, Music, and here are the options you can set up and use with the Google Home. So I am going to connect my Spotify account and show you how that works. We are going to click this little link next to Spotify, and then it's gonna take me to my Spotify to verify my information and log into my account. And once I log in, my Spotify will be connected. Now, once your music is linked, you can just ask Google to play a playlist you have or even a specific song. And when you're asking Google for something, you need to either say, "Hey Google," or "Okay Google" for it to respond. And then you can either ask it to play something, or if you don't know exactly what you want to play, you can just click on media and it's going to pull up the last song that you were listening to. And you can either click play or click on the song in Spotify and it will take you to the Spotify app where you can decide what songs you want to play. So if you're like me and you're gonna have multiple Google Home speakers, maybe you have one upstairs, maybe downstairs, or maybe one outside, one inside, and you wanna play the same music on your speakers, you can actually create a speaker group so that the same thing plays on all of the speakers at the same time. So to do that, you'll wanna click on the plus sign here and then create speaker group. Select the speakers that you wanna group together. Then you just have to name the group and then you go to your music and you can select your group to play the music to. And if you want to stop it on one speaker specifically, you can just uncheck the one that you want to stop, the way I just unchecked the living room speaker option. If you want to adjust the volume, there are multiple ways that you can do that. So number one, you can ask Google to turn down the volume by, let's say, 10%. Hey Google, turn up the volume by 10%. Or you can go into your Google Home app and adjust the volume by clicking on the speaker that's playing the music and adjusting the dial. Or you can actually manually do it on the device. So on the Mini, you just need to tap the right side to turn the volume up, and then tap the left side to turn it all the way down. And it will blink when it's turned all the way down. With the Google Home, you just have to touch and hold the top, and then move your finger around and to the right to turn the volume up, and around and to the left to turn the volume down. And you'll obviously hear the volume going down, but you can also see it with the lights here as well. Another great feature you can use with Google, which is one I use all the time, is help finding your phone. If you're like me and you're constantly putting your phone somewhere and can't remember where, all you need to do is ask Google to find your phone. Hey Google, find my phone.
All right, should I call your phone ending?
Yes.
You got it. Calling now.
Hey Google, stop. Another thing I use a lot in my home are smart bulbs. It is so nice if you have multiple lamps at the end of the night. You don't have to go around turning each one of them off. You can just ask Google to turn them all off for you. Hey Google, turn off the living room lights. So to set up a non-Google device, you just click on the plus sign, set up device, and choose the Works with Google option. And from here, you can see all of the options of smart devices that will work with your Google system. And since there are so many, I recommend just following the prompts once you find the brand that you're trying to link to. I will link the bulbs I use in the description box, but this is amazing too for things that you might forget to unplug, like curling iron or straightener or space heaters or something like that. You can actually link a smart plug to your Google Home, and you can just go into your Google app and turn it off even when you're not around. Or if you're just like laying in bed wondering if you turned your heater off, you can always just check on the Google Home app. You can always ask Google to turn things off for you, but you can also do it in the app by clicking on whatever you want to turn off and just clicking off. The last thing I want to talk about is broadcasting announcements. If you want to make an announcement or really just like get a message to someone maybe in another part of your home, you can broadcast messages through the speaker by hitting broadcast message. And once you speak into the microphone, Google will relay the message to all of the speakers you have in your own voice.
Okay, broadcasting now.
Thanks for watching. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and it made you more comfortable with setting up and using a Google Home. Let me know in the comments which Google Home product you have. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate the support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!